Hey, what's up everyone? It's your good friend Eric Thompson. In this video, I'm going to show you what it takes to be successful in the real estate business. Hey, if it's your first time here, make sure that you subscribe to the channel so that you get more helpful videos just like this one. If it turns out that you like this one, then give it a like, give it a thumbs up. That will help me out. Now I'm going to help you out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, I'm going to tell you what it takes to be successful in this business. What you're going to find out, there's only a couple things, right? There are only a couple things you need to focus on. And I'm going to walk you through what I call my predictors of success. All right. So what I found is that I can predict a realtor's success with 3 questions. All right. And you first need to understand, before I tell you what these questions are, before you see that it only takes these few things to be successful, what you need to know is where this comes from. Where this comes from is a lot of interaction with realtors over the years. So at the time of this recording, this is my 27th year in the real estate business. Over those 27 years, guys, I've been around a lot of realtors, like a lot of them. Not just within the companies that I've worked for and been a part of, that I've led, that I've managed, that I've even owned. Not just those, but also realtors all across the industry. Not just in the state where I live, all across the country. I've been lucky enough to attend lots of conferences and seminars and workshops. I've been lucky enough to get connected with, guys, a lot of realtors all over the country, thousands and thousands. And so what I figured out through all those interactions, and what I figured out through my just like insatiable desire to figure out what it takes, you know, what makes people tick, and when someone's really successful, like what's really happening. What I figured out is that I can figure out someone's success as a realtor with 3 questions. Like I can figure out how much business they're doing, how fulfilled they are in their life, how much income they're earning. I can just get a really, really clear picture of what their business is like with 3 questions. I'm going to share these three questions with you. I am going to give you some coaching, give you some direction so that you can follow these very same things, okay? So pretend that you and I just struck up a conversation. We're at some conference or seminar. Maybe we're sitting at the bar, we're sitting at lunch, we're sitting over coffee. These are the questions I would ask you, right? So here's the first one that I would ask you. I would say, yeah, just curious. Can you walk me through your routine? Tell me about your routine. So I'm always interested to hear from people like you. I'm always interested to find out more about my realtor colleagues. So tell me about your routine. Like, do you have a routine? Like, walk me through your routine. That's question number 1. You know the first thing I'm looking for? I'm looking to see if they have an answer. All right, I'm looking to see, like, can they tell me about a routine? Now, I understand there is no such thing as a typical day in real estate. And I understand it's really hard to like follow an exact schedule, like, and be super regimented during the day because so many unexpected things come up. I get that. But what are you doing in your routine to build in some structure, to build in some consistency, to build in some things that you can count on, that you can control, knowing that there's all kinds of things that you cannot control? All right, tell me about your routine. So what I'd love to hear is that someone says, you know what? I'm usually out of bed early in the morning. It doesn't have to be crazy early, but somewhat early in the morning. And what I like to hear is that they start their day working on their mindset. All right, so they're working on their mindset. They're reading, they're writing, they're journaling, right? They're writing their affirmations, writing their gratitudes. They are reading instructional, motivational, educational books, things on marketing, things on mindset. Things on business, right? How to be better. They're reading those kind of things, or they're watching videos that are also instructional or motivational. They're also exercising in the morning. Like, I love to hear that, and it doesn't have to be crazy aerobic exercise. It can be more mellow exercise, like even a walk around the block or some yoga or some stretching. But I love to hear that, right? That they're doing things first thing in the morning to work on their mindset, work on their body, even work on their soul if they're doing things like praying or meditating or just kind of being silent, you know, writing out their goals, writing out what they want to achieve that day. And then I love to hear about typical things that they do every day, where they'd say, you know what, every Monday I make sure that I connect with all of my current clients. On Tuesdays, I'm usually having lunch or coffee with a client. On Wednesdays, I have this time set aside to work on my property reviews. And on Thursday, I'm always spending time to study the market. On Fridays, I'm always cleaning up my database for an hour, like things like that, that are routine, that they tend to do consistently. those are the things I'm looking for, right? So that makes sense. So if a realtor tells me about their routine and the fact that they have one, in my head, what am I saying? I'm saying, geez, this realtor, high odds so far that they have a successful and fulfilling business, right? I'm thinking, all right, so far so good, thumbs up. The next question I'll ask is, just curious, how many people are in your database? How many people are in your database? Just out of curiosity, how many people on your list, in your sphere? How many people are you currently in contact with? What am I looking for? I'm looking to see, I'm looking to see if they have an answer to that question. Are there a certain number of people that are in their database? I want to see if they know. So a great answer to me is when someone says something like, I have 152 people in my database, or I have 227 people in my database. Like if they know exactly how many people they have in their sphere of influence, in their database, on their list, that tells me that they have one, that they have a database, that they have a sphere, that they have a list that they're actively working with. It tells me that they have an understanding of their business and really an understanding of their most valuable asset, which is their sphere, which is their database. It tells me that they actively work on it, that they probably actively work on adding people, actively work on also like taking people out that should be out, actively work on updating it. When they can tell me the number, it tells me that they actually have a database. So if they say to me, I don't know, I'm not really sure, I guess I have some people in my phone, things like that, those are not good answers, right? So that's the second question. How many people in your database? And what I'm really looking for is if they have an answer. The third question goes like this, and these are pretty simple questions so far, right? So the third question goes like this. Can you tell me, just out of curiosity, how do you stay in touch with those people? Like walk me through how you stay in contact with all those people in your database. What am I looking for? Do they have an answer, right? I'm not necessarily looking for particular things. I'm just looking to see if they have an answer. So if they can give me an answer, then I'm thinking, hey, thumbs up, these guys for sure, very, very likely have a successful, a very fulfilling business. So if they can say to me things like, every year, all of my top people in my sphere of influence, they get a property review. I commit to making 20 live contacts a week. All the people in my sphere get my email newsletter every single month. All the people in my sphere get my market update in the mail every quarter. My best clients get invited to my client appreciation party that I host every single year in October. And then also, usually every other month, I host a little get-together at my home. So sometimes it's a backyard barbecue, sometimes it's a dinner party, whatever, right? I'm just making those things up. Like the point is, in that example, in that hypothetical scenario, that person has a great answer. Like they're telling me about all the things they do. And they're telling me about a system and a routine. They're telling me that it's consistent, right? So what I know about them is that they have a routine, they have a database, and they have a way that they're staying connected to those people. And what they're telling me is it's all consistent. What they're telling me is it's habit. What they're telling me is that it just flows along and it's not overly forced. And sure, they have to work at it, but it's not like this overwhelming brain damage thing. It's fun, right? They're actively engaging with their people in very authentic ways. What does that tell me from those three questions? It tells me that they have most likely a very successful, very, very fulfilling business. So what do you need to do? It's pretty simple. What you need to do, just have a routine, and it doesn't have to be like super regimented, and you don't have to run it like a Marine would run it. You just need to have a routine. You need to have a database of people. You need to be clear about who's in that database. It needs to be clean and full of great contact information. It needs to be accurate. It needs to have all the contact information for all the people. And then you need to have a really consistent, really effective, really value-add way of staying in touch with those people. That's all you need. If you have other thoughts on this, put them in the comments. Like if you have a takeaway, if you have a reaction, if you have anything you want to add to my list of 3 things, drop those in the comments. I'd be super curious to see that, to hear that. But those are the 3 things. Those are the three questions I asked. Can you tell me about your routine? How many people in your database? And then walk me through how you stay in touch with those people. Pretty simple, right? So it doesn't take much. And again, this is coming from interacting with thousands and thousands of realtors. Hey, if you like this video, please like it, give it a thumbs up. Give it a comment. Also subscribe. Make sure you hit the subscribe button so that you get more helpful videos like this one. Thank you so much for engaging with this one. I appreciate it. I can't wait to see you in the next one.